TikTok. This is ridiculous. Okay, anyway, we're gonna keep moving. Hey, I'm only 2 minutes late. Only 2 minutes late. I thought I was gonna be on time, but having an issue with TikTok and this whole board and making sure the stuff comes up, and it didn't come up. So I'm sitting here 2 minutes late, even though and the thing still didn't pop up the way I had it set up. So yeah. Anyway, we here. We are talking about three things that we need to watch to help us identify if we are indeed moving into a crypto bull market. I see you, sweetest peace. Happy Thursday. This is not my normal day to go live. Christopher, I see you. I see you, Clay. Welcome in. What's going on? Y'all, I hope y'all are having a really great week so far. Everything is going well. You're learning, you're growing, you do what you do, okay? As you're coming in, I appreciate every single person that is jumping in here on this at this time. Y'all, what I'm gonna ask is that you tap the screen on TikTok. Thank you so very much. I see you. Welcome in, Paige. Tap the screen on TikTok. That tells the algorithm that people are listening, they are enjoying the vibe, the energy, whatever. If you like the music, tap the screen. If you like the background, tap the screen. If you like what I'm saying and you like my energy, tap the screen, okay? I appreciate your sweetest piece. Thank you so very much. RSJ, welcome in. Happy Thursday. On top of it, y'all, for those of you on YouTube, I'm going to ask that you give the thumbs up as you're coming in, and especially if you love what you're hearing, you've been here before, the first thing we should be doing is giving a thumbs up on YouTube, and then also sharing. If you have not shared yet, it will be awesome for you to share. If you're like, Leona, I don't know you like that, and you on TikTok, you can always do something called repost. So it gives the same effect. It tells the algorithm, hey, we need more people to get eyes on this. So guess what they do? They send it out to the FYP. Got it? Good. Okay. Also, for my people who are on TikTok, if you cannot stay the whole time, but you do want to be able to join the conversation or at least hear everything, then you can watch the replay. Okay. You can watch the replay on my YouTube channel. That's Prosperity Calls as well on YouTube. Okay. So yeah, there we go. Cool. Oh, I ain't mean to pin. I thought I did the thing. I did the wrong thing. See, when I get on here early, I mess up stuff. So, so yeah, and then also for y'all on YouTube, hit that notification bell if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because I do see people that are joining these live streams. They're watching videos, but they're not subscribed. So what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Come on and subscribe to the channel. All right. I see you. Welcome in, user 858. Happy Thursday. Ran Rough, I see you. DC, I'll see you. Welcome in, y'all. Happy Thursday. So today we're going to talk about three things, three signals that I personally look at to help me to identify when the market is taking a turn. So we all know right now in the crypto market specifically is what I'm talking about tonight. In the crypto market, we see that we see that we are still in a bear market. Okay, the prices are still lower than it was back in October 2025. So what the conversation that comes up? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So the conversation that we've been having as of late is people want to know, like, what is going on? When are we at the bottom right now? When is the bull market happening? I'm so sick and tired of prices being low. I want to see my portfolio go back up. Okay, much welcome back. I see you. Good evening, Jonas. See you. Welcome in, y'all. Happy Thursday. All right, I'm glad you came back. Much. That's what's up. Technology. I see you. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. So that's why we're having this conversation, and that's why for the month of August, I'm going to be talking about some things that we can look at to help us identify when the market is shifting. Okay, so my hope and prayer is by the end of this episode for y'all on YouTube and on TikTok that you all understand that one signal isn't enough. Okay, looking at one particular thing is not going to help you to make the best decision. Okay, and also to be able to know that good investing, all right, especially in the crypto space, good investing is about stacking evidence instead of just reacting to a single headline or one person's video, whether it's on YouTube, TikTok, whatever it may be. Okay? So I know for some of us that have been in the crypto space for quite some time, we've heard people when the bear market was still in full effect, they're like, "Oh, the bear market is over. The bull market is back, baby. Prices are about to skyrocket, right?" Then a week later, Bitcoin drops 15%. And we sitting here like, "Well, wait, they were just saying," right? Or or especially, oh my gosh, I saw it. I heard it quite often when I experienced my first crypto bear market in 2022 to 2023. Welcome in, Buns. Um, that the conversation was like, oh, crypto was dead, especially once that whole FTX fiasco happened, and then Silicon Valley after that. It was just like, oh, crypto's not gonna rebound, Diesel. It's not gonna happen, right? Then when they're saying all of this, all right, yes, Bitcoin did drop down to 15K ish, right? But guess what happened? Prices recovered. Did it not? So in 2022, going into 2023, Bitcoin was down like to 15K ish. But in October of 2025, Bitcoin got to what price? Over 126,000, right? So we literally, as a matter of fact, we literally just saw last month with Bitcoin dropped down to like high 57K, correct? Okay? Today, when I looked at it before I went live, today I saw we were hovering around the 64K mark. So what are we talking about? You know? So in my mind went to, well, who's right? Who's right when these type of conversations are being had, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth of the matter is that neither person is right, because the markets don't sit here and just tell us, hey, congratulations, the more bull market starts today. They ain't sending us no text message, no email. They're not making some big announcement, right? What's happening? Crypto Daily News, I see you. Thank you for the follow, Roaring Granny. Hey, I like the name. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Right? What happens is the market is going to leave clues. So just like you may hear people say, that success leaves clues, so does the market. Okay? So tonight, Alan, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to recognize those clues without pretending we can predict the future. Because is there anyone in here that has the gift of knowing the future? I can tell you your future today. Anybody here has that gift? Put me in the chat. Does anyone have that gift that I can tell you your future? Put me in the chat. And I'm accurate. Not I can tell you your future and it's wrong. Okay, Rom Cal, I think. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Right? No. I'm not saying you can just say something. No, I mean like you can actually predict someone's future, and you are absolutely correct. Thank you so very much for that, heart me. I appreciate you. Right? None of us can do that. None of us have that gift. All right? So at the end of the day, what we're going to do is work on identifying those things, those clues that are sprinkled, okay? So that way we can make better decisions, and we're not sitting here guessing. We have factual information, historical data, present data to help us to say, okay, looks like a shift has happened. This is what I need to be doing. Everybody got it? Okay? So tonight, for my people who are new here, if you are new to me, I want you to type new in the chat. If you can, I would really appreciate it. Type new in the chat if this is your first time coming to one of my live streams. 3T, I see you. Happy Thursday. If this is your first time coming here, type new in the chat. Let me see if there's anyone new. Sweetest Peace, well, I appreciate you, because Sweetest Peace is new here and is steady tapping the screen. So I love it. Thank you so very much. I'm glad you're here. 3T Warriors, thank you so very much for liking the live too. I appreciate you. All right, y'all help them out. Help them out. I thank y'all for those 2K likes. So as of right now, the only person that I see is new here is Sweetest Peace. Okay? So Sweetest Peace, we're going to do like a little bit of a recap from Tuesday. Okay? And then we're going to go straight into what we're doing today. I'm going to be sharing my screen, y'all. We're going to go over some stuff. Y'all going to look at some charts, look at some websites, look at some articles, and all of that good stuff, okay? But as we go through all of this, y'all, I got to give a quick disclaimer. Y'all, at this point, I am not a licensed financial advisor. It's coming, but I'm not there yet, okay? So when I provide you with information, just know it's for educational purposes only. The expectation is that you are going to take the information, you're going to fact check, you're going to do your research, and then you're going to apply according to your own financial situation and your financial goals. Okay? 3T say XRP Army. Okay. Just when I said that they don't really come in here and get on me, I said that on Tuesday. That here we go. I see you though. I see you. All right. So yeah, so please make sure that you do your own research, and if you decide that, hey, you know what, I do want to move forward in a crypto space, I do want to start investing, or I want to invest more, I want to increase my investing, whatever it is, when it comes to cryptocurrency, y'all, please make sure that you're getting that personalized guidance from a licensed professional. Okay. I could talk to y'all all day about my own personal experiences, the ups, the downs, all the stuff in between, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? I could talk to y'all about that, but legally, I cannot tell you what to do with your money. Okay? So, as y'all are coming in, thank you so very much. Type in the chat where you are tuning in from. Put your city, put your state, put your country in the chat if you're not in the United States. Don't forget to continue to tap that screen on TikTok, y'all. Thank y'all so very much for the 3K. I see you, ATL, in the building or here on this live stream. Yes, ma'am. Oh. Yeah, I appreciate you. Let's go, Coach Balak. I was about to say Balaki, like, what you call it? Kid Peel. Minnesota, let's go, dearest. Minnesota in the house. Let's go. B from BK, I see you. What's going on? I take it you from Brooklyn. I said it on Tuesday. Boy, it's always somebody from Brooklyn on the live stream. There's somebody from Brooklyn is everywhere. No matter where you go, somebody from Brooklyn is going to pop up. I promise you, Romcast said Los Angeles, born and raised. I love it. I see y'all. Welcome in. That's awesome. So for those of y'all that don't know, my name is Leona Clark. I reside in the state of Louisiana. Okay. I'm originally from Tennessee, so I'm not from Louisiana, but I'm an Army veteran. And me and my husband both have retired. He just recently retired. I've been retired from the Army for the past 5 years. So we decided to plant our flag and build our roots with our family here in Louisiana, Southeast Louisiana. So there's that. 2020 is when I got serious about crypto, because I decided that, hey, look, I don't want to work for anybody when I retire, meaning I didn't want to have a job. I wanted to do my own thing, do what I enjoy doing, so that way the rest of my days on this earth, I enjoy what I do. Well, there's two things I enjoy doing. One is learning. I have a love of learning. I've been that way since I was a kid. Number two is I love to teach the stuff that I have learned, or when I've experienced something and I got a specific type of result that I feel like other people can benefit from. I love to share that with people. I've been a sharer my entire life. I was that kid that if I got $1, we got $1 when it comes to my friends, right? And I carried that into adulthood. So those are the two things I enjoy doing. So guess what? That's why today you see me on these live streams. And as an entrepreneur, that's what I do. I learn, I teach what I learn. Okay? I teach what I've gotten results in. I teach what I've read, right? And things of that nature. And I put stuff together in hopes that people can avoid some of the mistakes that I made and other people have made, so that way they can get there much faster than I got to where I am today. Everybody got it? Okay? Hannah, I see you. Welcome in. Thank you for continuing to like the live. I appreciate you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Happy Thursday, y'all. So that's just a little bit of background on me. So if a person is asking to themselves like, oh, why is she talking about crypto? Like, I don't really see women in crypto like that. Okay? This is why. Hey, thank you for that heart me. I appreciate you, Hannah. Okay? So was anyone here, who was here on Tuesday? Who was here on Tuesday when I went live at 7 p.m.? I know Much was. I don't know if Much is still here. But who else was here on Tuesday when I went live? If you were here, give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat. If you weren't here, give me the thumbs down emoji in the chat. Real quick. If you were here on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, that was August 4th, give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat. If you were not here, give me the thumbs down emoji in the chat. So that way I know how much of a recap I need to do. Mr. Cecil, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. What's up? What's up? Okay, I don't see y'all not typing anything on YouTube. Come on now. We go through this every single time I go live. Y'all got to talk to me so I can talk back. Okay? Mr. Cecil said he driving. Okay, I got you. Sweetest piece, I'm aware. I got you. So I'm going to do just a bit of a quick recap on what we talked about. Okay? Because we got some homework. Okay? So for the people who were here, if you're watching the replay on YouTube, thank you for that heart me, Mr. Cecil. I appreciate you. For those of you watching the replay on YouTube, since the people that's right here watching live ain't talking to me, you probably at work, you probably driving like Mr. Cecil, so I understand, okay? But if you're watching the replay, you had some homework. So you were supposed to watch the bear market masterclass that I did in November of 2025. That's what we talked about on Tuesday. We talked about how do we survive and thrive after the bear market, okay? So some of the things that we were looking at. Thank you so very much for the lives. I appreciate you, Mr. Cecil. Todd, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. All right, I see you, DD Whiskey. Happy Thursday. Welcome in, right? So some of the things that we wanted to, I wanted to address or readdress, I should say, is how my thinking kind of shifted just a smidge when it came to how do we effectively prepare for a bear market or during a bear market, right? And then also, how do we protect our assets, okay? So some of the things that I touched on was, number one, we need to make sure that when we identify, how do we identify a bear market? So one of the ways that we can identify a bear market is seeing that prices are consistently going down. And when you look at a chart, which I'm going to show y'all for the bull market, so we'll go over bear market as well, just a little bit when I go to the charts. But we're going to see something called lower highs and lower lows. So that means that prices are, let's say Bitcoin was at 126K-ish, right, in October 2025. So we're up here. And then as the months progressed and continued on, it went from being up here to being down here. It'll bounce up a little bit and then come and then push down some more. And then come up and push down some more. I'm going to show y'all this on the chart. Charity! What's going on? Another one. Let's go. Let's go. Happy Thursday, y'all. Welcome in. Y'all do what Charity's doing. Share the live, repost, Tap, tap, tap the screen. Help Sweetest Peace out. Help Mr. Cecil out. Okay, by tapping the screen. Help charity out by tapping the screen. Repost, share, do all of those good things. And then also, like another one said, come in here. If I shout you out, say hey. Okay, say hey. At a bare minimum. I'm from the South, so we believe in Southern hospitality. Okay? So we speak to folks when they speak back. Saga City, I see you. I ain't see your name pop up as coming in, but thank you so very much for liking the live. I appreciate you. Okay? My God, that's my battle right there. Charity, my battle. Mr. Cecil, my battle. Saga City, my battle. Hey, Queen of Denial, I see you. It's been a minute. Welcome back. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Sukaria, welcome in. Happy Thursday. I see you. Y'all help everybody out. I appreciate y'all. We almost at 10K on the likes. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so very much. So yeah. So we talked about like looking at identifying those lower highs and lower lows. Another thing was looking at, what is the market sentiment? So how are people feeling about the market? What are the headlines? Thank you for the rose, Hannah. What are the headlines? Is it a lot of fear-based type of conversations? Is it showing, constantly like, oh, Bitcoin plummets 30% in one day, and there's no rebound in sight, or there's no end in sight for how low Bitcoin can go, so on and so forth, right? These are the type of headlines when looking at the crypto fear and greed index, which I'm going to show y'all tonight, right? So I made you back at it with a little dribble for you too. Come on, Saga City, with the sayings, man. I love them. I love them. So yeah, like you're reading the headlines, you're looking at the crypto fear and greed index. It's showing you fear and or extreme fear. So we're going from people are excited about crypto, confidence is up, to people are like, ooh, I don't know if I want to put my money in it. Okay, and all kind of other things, right? On top of it, the way that we prepare, okay, when the markets are going down, specifically talking about the crypto market, I gave a whole lot of information, pretty much saying like, look, some of the things you can do is, number one, make sure you have a budget. Okay, I know y'all don't like that word on TikTok. Every time I say the B word, boy, y'all be bouncing out. Y'all disappear. Okay, but that's one of the ways, though, that we prepare is by, one, having a budget, establishing how much we want to invest in whichever cryptocurrency, what is the frequency in which we want to invest in that cryptocurrency after we've done our research, right? And then also making sure that we follow through, we execute on that. And when we talked about making sure that we dollar cost average, we also established that when we dollar cost average, we have a cutoff price at which we say, hey, price goes up here. At this point, I'm going to stop dollar cost averaging into this particular asset, and I'm going to rotate that capital into the other asset that I want to invest in that's at a better price. Everybody got it? Okay? So saying that dollar cost averaging is the way you got to give, I would say, for my people who talk about dollar cost averaging, please make sure that you give people that additional information to say, hey, look, it's cool to buy every week, buy once a month, or every other week, or whatever it's going to be, but also identify if Bitcoin goes back up to $85,000-$90,000, and I've been buying since it dropped down to, let's say, that high 57K, right? Am I stopping, and then am I rotating my capital to a different asset, or am I riding it up and continue to dollar cost average until Bitcoin hits 100K? What is my cutoff price until I rotate my capital, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Saga City said, this is it. We're in the fourth quarter. Buy now or get priced out. Thank you, Mr. Cecil, for the repost and sharing. I appreciate you. Okay, why did it not do it? I pressed the button. It's not letting me pin. I keep attempting to pin. Nope, it keep kicking it off. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with TikTok. I can't even put my little board up. So yeah. But yeah, so those are some of the things we talked about. Making sure you have your budget, making sure you have a solid dollar cost average plan that works for you and your finances. Building up your stable stash, meaning, if you're going to invest in Yes, it is, Joe. Navy, welcome in. Happy Thursday. Right? If you're going to put money into these stable coins, right, establish which one you want to use. USDC, USDT, DAI, RLUSD, whichever one. And then just say, hey, look, every week, every other week, once a month, whatever, I'm putting X amount into my stable stash or this stable coin. So that way, when Bitcoin drops to a certain price, I have more capital available to just exchange that stable coin for Bitcoin. Or if XRP drops, since I saw somebody put XRP Army in there, if XRP drops to a specific price point, boom, I have more money already in crypto, and I can just exchange that stable coin for that XRP, for that Ethereum, for such and such. Who was this? Arm Boy asked about Solana. Y'all already know. Arm Boy, I think you new here because I don't care for Solana. So, oh, I just saw the look. Okay, I saw the little emojis afterwards. But yeah, so he already know. I don't care about no Solana. That's not my thing. I'm not knocking anyone that invests in it, okay? I've been there, done that. I found out that that's not for me, okay? But do what you do, all right? So those are some of the things that we talked about to prepare for the bear market, right? And then also to be able to thrive afterwards. So when the bull market happened, which is what we're talking about this month, when the bull market happens, you can sit back and be like, yep, I did all the work. And I'm still doing the work. I stay in preparation mode. I'm constantly doing these things. I'm consistent with my investing. I'm consistent with my research. I'm consistent, with showing up, right? And this way, when the next bull market happens, whether that's 2027, 2028, like into 2027, going into 2028, whatever, when the next bull market actually is activated, guess what? You're not attempting to get in position. You're already in position. Everybody got it. Give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat if that quick recap helped you out. Digital Realist, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Give me a quick thumbs up if that recap helped you out. Okay? Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about our next steps, some of the things that we can do, okay, to help us out, so that way we don't get stuck, left behind, thinking, we're still in a bear market when we've already made the shift. Okay, Charity gave me the thumbs up. I think that's it. Nobody else said anything, so thank you so very much, Mr. Cecil. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so pretty much on Tuesday, what we learned, y'all, is the bear markets don't last forever. We know that, okay? Preparation happens before that opportunity. So when we see the gains in the market, it's because we have done the prep work while the markets were down, okay? And then we also learned on Tuesday that those emotional decisions can definitely cost investors more than the market volatility that happens as a crypto investor, okay? Hey, let's go, let's go. Finally destinated at the okay, gotcha, Mr. Cecil. Hey, I hope everybody is safe. Okay, they have a really great practice, and whenever their game is, that they win. Go team, go. Let's go. I got you. I got you. All right. So with that being said, if the bear market eventually ends, which we all know, how do we know that conditions might be improving and we're moving into a bull market? That's what we're going to talk about tonight, okay? So something that I noticed, and y'all keep tapping the screen. Thank y'all so very much for the 16K on TikTok. If you have not given a thumbs up yet on YouTube, this will be the perfect time. Get a thumbs up as I go into the lesson for today. Share if you haven't shared yet. Repost if you haven't reposted yet on TikTok. Hit that subscribe button for y'all on YouTube. If you haven't done it yet and you enjoy this content, this type of conversation, and also select that notification button, like press the notification button, so that way you can get notified when I'm live. If you can't stay the whole time on TikTok, I am recording this on YouTube, so you can come back on YouTube. That's Prosperity Calls on YouTube. You can watch the replay, and you can fast forward, rewind, pause, whatever you need to do. Okay? So our lesson for tonight is to go over those three things that are like signals and signs for us that the market is starting to take a shift. Okay, so one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen new crypto investors make is looking for this one magic indicator. They want this one thing to tell them that, hey, this is when I'm supposed to buy. They want this one thing to tell them, hey, the bull market is here. They want somebody on a bullhorn yelling, the bull market is here, the bull market is here. You know, that one headline, that one YouTube video, that one influencer or crypto enthusiast on TikTok, that one thing, right? But I gotta tell y'all something. Real investing does not work that way. We know that. We know they say, yes, that would be nice. I know it would be nice. That would make our lives so much more easy. It would. But see, professional investors that I've studied so far, okay, they rarely rely on a single piece of information. They do something called gather evidence. Okay? So, okay, I'll give you an example. All right, so when we talk about gathering evidence, I love this show called The Lincoln Lawyer. Anybody ever watched The Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix? Type me in the chat if you watched the show The Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix. Not the movie, the show on Netflix called The Lincoln Lawyer. Okay? Because I'm going to see if I can put this together in a way that people can understand. Okay? So, on this show, The Lincoln Lawyer, there's a star. Okay, Mr. C said seen a few. I got you. Okay, so the star of the show is, his name is Mickey, right? And he's a stickler for having like that smoking pew pew, right? When it comes to building a court case. Okay, so he wants that smoking pew pew, right, to accompany like several pieces of, evidence to point in the same direction. So he don't want just this one character witness. No. He wants multiple character witnesses. He wants all of these pieces of evidence, that smoking pew pew, right? So that way, when he has all of those things, his case appears to be much stronger. His confidence has grown, and he performs much better in court. And more than likely, when he has all of that, right, Adrian? When he has all of that, typically the outcome for him in court is in his favor, right? He wins the case more times than not. That's exactly how we want to approach the market. So hearing from that one individual, reading that one headline, that one article, all of that, looking at this one indicator, that's not going to help us to be able to effectively identify when the market is tilting in a different direction. Okay? We may not be 100% right as far as the timing, but we have a better idea of how it's tilting. Brown Sugar, welcome in. Brown Sugar, babe. What's going on? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. So, I want you to write these down. I'm going to give you 3 signs that I look at, okay? And I'm going to start showing my charts here in a second and all that good stuff. But the first sign, okay? The first sign is that technical evidence. So this is what we hear. Carrie, welcome in. Happy Thursday. Right? This is what we hear when people talk about technical analysis, right? We look at charts. There are certain things that we look at on the charts to help us to identify if the market is tilting and leaning in a different direction than what we've grown accustomed to for the past few months and so on and so forth, right? So this type of evidence comes from price itself, period. I want to be very clear on something. Technical analysis is not us predicting the future at all. Thank you, Mr. Cecil, for sharing the live. I appreciate you, right? Technical analysis, one more time for my people who just joined. Technical analysis isn't about us predicting the future, okay? It's about us observing how the buyers and the sellers have behaved. That can be in the past and also present day. Everybody got it? So what I'm about to do is I'm about to share my screen, and we're going to go look at the Bitcoin chart together. So this is a good time. If you have not done so yet, this is a good time to go ahead and share the live stream. Go ahead and share if you haven't shared yet. Repost if you haven't reposted yet. Give it the thumbs up on YouTube if you haven't done it yet. Keep tapping the screen or start tapping the screen if you haven't tapped yet. Do all of those things. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for those of y'all on YouTube. Got it? Thank you very much, Mr. Cecil. I appreciate you. JJ been missing. That's normally his thing. He been missing in action. I'm gonna have to send him a message. Now that you done sent me that, I gotta send JJ a message. My battle buddy been missing in action. I don't like that. Okay? So on YouTube, y'all should be able to see my screen. We're gonna go to, I'm gonna show y'all Bitcoin real quick so that way we can talk about, oops, wrong one, wrong Bitcoin. We're gonna go into a couple of things, okay? So, and I need to go to the week time frame too, so that way y'all can see it. All right, thank you so very much for sharing live. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Y'all keep sharing, keep reposting. If you haven't reposted yet, that would be awesome. And keep tapping the screen. Help out your battle buddies. Okay? Help out your battle buddies. Let me turn this around for y'all. Let's do this. Okay, so we talked about a bear market first, right? We talked about that on Tuesday. So that way you all could, oops. There we go. All right. So we talked about a bear market on Tuesday. So what we talked about on Tuesday was being able to identify lower highs and lower lows. So first and foremost, before I get into it, I want to show y'all we are on tradingview.com. We're on Bitcoin. Oops, we're on Bitcoin. It says BTC USD right here. We're on the 1 week time frame. Well, Leona uses the 1 week time frame when I want to see a clearer picture of the trend in which the market is displaying. Okay, so if it's a clear uptrend, I can see it much better on a week time frame. If it's a clear downtrend, I can see it much clearer on the week time frame. Okay, this is where I'm able to identify for a bear market lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so let's talk about it. This is the all-time high for Bitcoin. It's 126K-ish. Y'all see this white box right here. Okay? So this is the all-time high for Bitcoin. I put this here so that way I can identify where's the high. Cool. Price went down. That's what these red candles represent. Price moves down. Okay? So that means the confidence is starting to go down. People are reducing their exposure to Bitcoin. They're selling their Bitcoin. The people who have been buying for quite some time and are in massive profit, they are selling their Bitcoin. Everybody got it? Okay? So, we see these red candles are telling us that price is going down. So, the same month that we had our all-time high for Bitcoin is the same month we had our low. Okay? So, price came up a bit, but it could not go past this 126K-ish area. So what does that mean? We have a lower high. Why is it a lower high? Because price came up here. It's higher than this low here, but it's lower than this high. Okay? So it's higher than right here, but it's lower than right here. So that's why it's called a lower high. Okay? Then again, more red candles. Price is going down. Price is going down. Remember, each one of these candles, because we're on the week time frame, okay, that's what this W represents. That means we're looking at 1 week of price moving either up or down. So this is 1 week of price going down. The second week of price going down. Third week of price going down. Fourth week of price going down. And now it forms a lower low. Why is it a lower low, Leona? Because this low here is lower than this first low right here. This first low was, hold on, I'm trying to get my cursor there, was 103K-ish. 103K-ish. Well, that second low was this white box here, 80K-ish. So that 80K is much lower than 103K, right? Okay? Yeah, I got you, bruh. I got you. Go ahead and go join Block City. I don't know what you talking about. Okay. So Junebug, welcome in. Happy Thursday. So yeah, so we know that 80K ish is lower than that 103K, right? So then price pushes back up a bit, but it does not go higher than this previous lower high, right? So guess what? We have a second lower high. Do we agree so far or disagree? Or if you don't understand, say I don't understand. You can actually put IDK in the chat so that way I know you don't understand. All right? If you agree, type I agree. If you disagree, type disagree. If you don't know because you don't understand, just put IDK. Okay? So we have our second lower high. Rom Kyle said agreed. Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you. Hannah said I don't know. I'm gonna slow it down a bit for you. Okay. So now we have a second lower high. Again, when these candles are red, I see you, bear market bully. What's going on, battle? I see what you did there. uh, So we remember our red candles tell us price is pushing down. Okay, it's going lower. So instead of us being at that 126K back in October 25, right now on this candle we're at what's this? January 2026. We are now down to roughly 86K. So that's telling us price is going lower and lower and lower, right? So we have our second lower high here, red candle, 1 week. Second week, red candle, meaning price is going down. Third candle, price is going down. It creates another lower low. Why is it a lower low, Hannah? Because this low was 60K, this little pink red type of box. It's $60,013.76. Well, that $60,013.76 is much lower than this low, right? Because this low was this white box up here, which is $80,549.83. So that's why we have a lower low. Okay? So then price pushes up week. So these are weeks of price pushing up, going back and forth between going down and up, right? And then it comes up here, and this was May of 2026. That's correct, lower low, right? So May of 2026, we have a new lower high. Why is it a lower high? Because this price point is higher than that 60K, correct? Right? Right here is higher than this 60K, correct? Price push up. That means it's going up. Okay, yes indeed, Hannah. So we have a lower high. This is a lower high because this price is higher than here, but it's lower than here. So that's why it is a lower high. Then price pushes down 1 week, 2, 3, 4 consecutive. It kind of slows down a little bit, pushes down again. Guess what? This week here, even though it ended up going up, this week here, which was 29 June, we had a new low. So this is when Bitcoin went down to high 57K. Well, that high 57K is still lower than 60,000, correct? So that means we have another lower low. And this is where we are today. Okay? Where Bitcoin is just pretty much moving side to side. Everybody got it. Does everyone understand how we identify our lower lows and lower highs when we're in a bear market? Type yes in the chat if you got it now. Type no in the chat if you're like, nope, Leona, I need you to bring it back. Run it back real quick. Yes in the chat if you got it. No in the chat if you need to. I see you, bear market bully. All right, sweetest peace. Okay. Rom, I see you. Charity. Cool. Hannah, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now, Hannah? Where you at? You good, Hannah? All right, good. Okay, so now, remember this month, we're talking about a bull market, right? So we're going to use the previous bull market for Bitcoin. Okay? This way we can have an idea of what we're looking at. All right, so I already started, and I want y'all to see. Okay, so this was the bottom of that bear market from our past bear market in 2022 going into 2023. Bitcoin got down to this white line where it says 2022 low, $15,473.06 roughly. Okay, it may be off a little bit depending on the thickness of the line and positioning and all that stuff. Okay, so we know that this is our low. Okay, price moves sideways. Everybody sees that clear as day. Then we have a bit of a jump. It kind of pushes down and comes back up again. I'm going to make this a bit wider. Okay, so y'all can see it. Everybody see that? So we now have our high. Then price pushes down. So we have a higher low right here. Okay? Because even though this is low, lower than here, it's higher than the bottom, correct? Let me put this cursor right here. So where my cursor is at, let's look to the right. $19,612.73 is higher than $15,473.06, correct? I know I said that fast, so I'm sorry for my people who are like, I need you to slow down. Is that correct though? $19,612.73 is higher than $15,473.06. So that means that we have a higher low, right? This is our first one. Then as you can see, price bounces on up, kind of goes sideways a bit, goes up some more. So now we have our higher high. Because this price right here, 31,200, oh my bad. I think I moved it by accident. There you go. $31,203.82 is much higher than, let me bring it down over here. So that was 31,000, right? I'm trying to bring it over here. 31,000 is higher than 25,000. So that means we have a higher high right here. Then price pushed down and it created a low compared to this high. So that means we have a what? Second higher low. Yes or no in the chat? Yes or no in the chat? Finances, welcome in. Happy Thursday. Yes or no in the chat? Do we have a higher low? Because this low right here is higher than this one, correct? Bear market bully, you you playing with me today, bro. You playing with me today. All right. Okay, cool. So then we see price kind of goes to the side, busts down a little bit. The low is still about the same as this one, right? Then it takes off. And then it creates another high. So it's a higher high. Then we have another higher low because this low is higher than what? Over here. Cool. We do it again. Another high. Then we have another higher low. Then it does a big push to the upside. Higher high. Right here. Higher high. This is back in January 2025. And it busts down again. Higher low. Why? Because this low right here is much higher than this low over here. You see how I had to push, I had to come down? Let's go, D. I see you. Happy Thursday. Right? I ain't saying what you put in front. All right? I don't like that. All right? Okay? So, yeah. So, this low is higher than this one, right? Okay? And then we keep it going. It goes up even more. All right? High, high. And then finally, all-time high. So, in order for us to identify a bull market, one part when it comes to the technical evidence is seeing higher highs and higher lows. And Leona looks on the week time frame because it's much cleaner for me to be able to identify higher highs and higher lows. Everybody got that? That's one part. Noel, welcome in. Happy Thursday. Okay? The other part is being able to identify support and resistance. If it's breaking those two things. So for my people who are like, what is that? I'm not here to teach you how to trade. I'm here to help you to be able to identify as an investor where price has been, where it has the potential to go, and for you to see if it's tilting in a different direction now. If it's still in a bear market, cool. If it's not in a bear market anymore, looking at one part, which is technical analysis, is going to help us to identify if the market is starting to tilt in a different direction. Okay, so would we agree, for my people who are new to investing, and especially when we talk about crypto, would we agree that this looks like a floor? Does this look like a floor to you? Look over here. We're going to look to the left of this. Look over here. Price has come down, come down, come down, come down. And did it go any further than here? Yes or no in the chat? Where this white line is at, and I'm circling these candles. Did it go any further than this? Yes or no in the chat? Thank you so very much, Mr. Cecil. I appreciate you. Our retired Marine in the house. Okay? I'm a retired Marine in the house. Let's go. Okay. So, yes, it's a white floor. Right. Okay. So, when we think about support, we equivalent that to, or it's equal to, a floor. So think about, I love the idea, the visual of when you're bouncing a basketball, right? It hits the floor and it bounces back up. That's what happens here. It hits the floor, it bounces up a little bit. Hits the floor, bounce up a little bit. And now it doesn't go further though. Okay? So this is our support from 2022, that bear market. Okay? That's what we want to look for moving forward. So when we come back over to 2026, where we are today, when we come over there, I want y'all to show me where you believe the floor is at. Or if the floor is there. Okay? If it's present. I'm going to ask y'all. All right, cool. So now we have to identify the ceiling. If there's a floor in your house, there's always a ceiling, or should be a ceiling in your house, right? Okay, so Hannah said, yep, that's the bottom, I think. That's right. The bottom line is your floor. Okay, so now we're not looking at it all this said. We're going to look over here. So we see this is the floor. So to the left of here, we want to see where price has touched multiple times, okay? And then we're going to look to the right to help us identify if this was indeed our resistance, okay? So I'm going to create a white horizontal line. And so this is back in August of 2022. All right. So price came down, pushed up, couldn't quite break above, pushed down some more. And then it comes up here. This is in 2023 now, right? Pushes down, comes up again, can't keep going, push down again, and it finally breaks through. Would we say, for my people who are new to this, would you say that this looks like a ceiling where it was hard for price to break through until March of 2023? Yes or no in the chat? Would we say that this is a ceiling that it was hard for price to break through until March of 2023? Yes or no in the chat? Yes or no in the chat? Let me see what y'all got. All right. Yep. I say yes. All right. That's good. Y'all, our ceiling is called resistance. So when price is coming up, but it's not clearly breaking through and continuing to go to the upside, it may break and then it close below. See how this one, it breaks and you see these little lines above it? Those are called our wicks, right? So that means that price went up, but it couldn't keep going. So it closed below. So it did it back to back. Then it pushed down. It did it over here again. January 2023. That week of January 23rd of 2023. And the week of January 30th. Going into February. Then it did it again. February 13th that week. As well as the week of February 20th. So we had 4 weeks where price came up here and it couldn't keep going until what month? March 2023. So that's clear resistance. That's our ceiling. Everybody got it. So we identified in that bear market, the previous bear market, we identified the floor, which is our support, and we identified an area of resistance, which was our ceiling. We want to do the same thing when it comes to the bear market that we're in today. So let's run it. Let's run it. So we are in, out. Let me make this bigger because that looks too small. Okay. So question to my people. What you're looking at right now. Do we have a floor? Yes or no in the chat. Do we have a clear floor? Yes or no in the chat. Think about this. You're looking at this right here. This is where we are. And I want you to just use this as a guide. This is not a saying that the market is going to do exactly what it did, okay? But this is our guide, right? Now looking at today, do we have a clear floor? Yes or no in the chat? All right. So I'm going to make a line. I'm going to keep my stuff right here, y'all, because I need my stuff, okay? So right now, we see, hold on. I'm trying to position it right. Okay. Oh, shoot. I put it too high. I can't get this to sit on here. All right. So it looks like, say I'm drinking Baja Blast right now. Okay. So it appears to us, this white box right here, $59,368.85. This could be our floor, right? So price pierced it, but it closed above. Okay? It pierced, but it closed above. Everybody see that? If y'all were looking at a different price point, please let me know in the chat. If y'all agree with where I put this white line, let me know. If you disagree where I put this white line, let me know. Okay? Because we see this is a pivot. Price closed here. It opened, and it pushed up, and it closed above. All right. Cool. So now, where do we see our ceiling? Which is there a line already here that shows us a ceiling, or do I need to create a new line? Let me know in the chat. Do I have a line already that shows us a ceiling, or do I need to create a new line? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat where y'all at. Because we're in a bear market right now, right? So we need to be able to identify our floor, and we need to be able to identify our ceiling. So our support and our resistance. Okay, yep, line, okay. All right. No, I don't only analyze Bitcoin, but I only use that as a guide for beginners, because it's easier for me to be able to identify how the crypto market is moving as a whole, because majority of our cryptocurrencies follow Bitcoin's movement. Okay? So that's why. Bitcoin the big dog, I'm going to follow the big dog. I'm going to use the big dog as a guide. All right, so this looks like, ladies and gentlemen, as our ceiling. This white line right here that says $65,433.56 looks like our ceiling. Here's why I use that. Look, this was once our floor. Back when, for my people who were here, if you weren't here, I got you. But back when we were identifying market cycles, when we were talking about identifying when we're in an accumulation phase, identifying when we're in an expansion phase, identifying when we are in a distribution phase, and identifying when we are in a correction phase, right? So we had a whole debate during this time period of, are we still in the correction phase, or are we in the accumulation phase, right? That was the whole discussion during all of this, right? So this was our floor, that 65K. Well, guess what? Typically, not always, but typically, when you have a strong floor, a strong area of support like this, it will turn into an area of resistance. If I'm right, tell me I'm right. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, for my people who have more experience as an investor. If I'm right, tell me I'm right. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. That usually when you have a strong area of support, okay, that typically turns into a strong area of resistance. Is it a given? Is it a 100% guarantee? Absolutely not. But data from me has shown that tends to happen. Okay? Thank you so very much. All right. So, got your sweetest piece. All right, Cosmic Crypto in the building. Y'all give Cosmic Crypto a follow. Oh, thank you for the head heart. I appreciate you. Thank you for the roses too, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Give him a follow. He's really great at talking to you as a beginner from a beginner standpoint, as well as a person who's been invested for quite some time, y'all. Okay, there's a lot of great crypto enthusiasts and influencers, educators, whichever term they want to use on TikTok, y'all. And he's one of those. So y'all go ahead, give him a follow from the live stream though, y'all. Please don't go out here talking about I'm gonna go follow him later, because you're gonna mess around and get one of them scam accounts, and then they're gonna try to get you, and I want you to get got. All right, so follow from the live stream. You're very welcome, Cosmic Crypto. All right, so like I said, so now we have established our floor for now. Okay, we have established our ceiling for now. So what that tells us at this moment is, one, we are still in our bear market, but two, we have an area that if it breaks and holds above, okay, there is a possibility that the market may be tilting. But there's other things that have to accompany that. Everybody got it? We're not just leaning on technical analysis. This is part one of us being able to identify if the market is tilting and moving from bearish to bullish. Okay? So everybody got me so far. If y'all following me so far, let me know. Let me see. So y'all can see my face. Hey, y'all. Take a break from the chart for a second. Hey, y'all. Everybody following me so far. Okay? Now, there's something else that I want to talk to y'all about, and that's like looking at volume. I'm not going to show everything because I want to move on because it's already after 7 o'clock. But, all right, cool. But there's something else I want to talk to y'all about, and that's like looking at observing the increase in volume, right? So when we see an increase in volume, if you're saying, what, Leona, I got you, okay? When we see an increase in volume, what this does is it tells us how many people are participating in the market. Price tells us what happens, okay? But volume tells us how many people help make that happen. So if price jumps up in a short period of time and you see the volume has spiked, then that means that there are more people that are buying into Bitcoin at this moment. That does not mean that you should go out and buy. Okay? Higher volume doesn't guarantee prices will rise either, or keep rising, I should say. All right? It just tells us more people are participating at that moment. Renee, welcome in. Happy Thursday. Everybody got it? If y'all got it, let me know. Irvin, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. If y'all got it, let me know. Give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat if y'all got it. My bad, I forgot I was still sharing it, y'all. And I'm just a talking. All right, cool. Now, another thing, okay, is us being able to observe, like, the trend versus the noise. So I just showed y'all a downward trend, right? Thank you, Hannah, for that. I appreciate you. I just showed y'all the downward trend, and we also went over what an uptrend looks like. We looked at the week time frame. So that way it's clearer for us to see it. The lower the time frame you are on, the more noise it's going to be. So what do I mean by that? When we're on the week time frame, we can see a trend. We are seeing the market's direction very clearly. That's a trend. Okay? When we are talking about noise and we're going on to lower time frames, it's the day-to-day movement that could, if we're not careful, it could distract us from that direction that we see on the higher time frame. Example, for my people who trade or call themselves trading, okay? I'm not saying you can or cannot trade. I'm just saying for my people who trade or say that they're trading, right? If you are a day trader, there's going to be a bit more noise for you because you're going to look at time frames lower than the week. Okay? You may look at the week as a guide, but that may be too high for you. So you may look at the day chart, right? Meaning each one of those candles that I showed y'all is one day of price moving either up or down. Okay? So if we are seeing that it's more movement versus the week, that means that's more noise, and it's possible for us to miss the actual direction of the market. Okay, so when I see prices moving higher and there's more people participating and the overall direction remains upward over time, prices going up, that's when I begin paying closer attention. Not because, like, I know the future and I got this crystal ball and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm not Ian Dunlap, the master investor. I'm not him, okay? All right? I'm paying closer attention because the evidence is becoming somewhat stronger. All right? Just like the Lincoln lawyer. He needs that smoking pew-pew, right? He needs all of the information. He needs all of this additional information. He brings it all together, and now he feels like his case is stronger, and he's more confident, and he can make better decisions in the courtroom. And he's more likely to win the case when he does all of that. It's the same thing for us. We need more information, right information, but more information versus just one thing. Okay? So for us, when we look at the charts, y'all, the ultimate thing we want to do is just identify what story is the chart telling us today. So let me go back to it. Question. When we looked at Bitcoin, we didn't do anything else, right? We didn't do our normal investor dashboard and all that. We didn't look at the dollar. We didn't look at the 10-year treasury yield and QQQ and NVIDIA and all that stuff yet, right? We didn't do that. But just looking at the chart, what is this telling you? What story is this telling you? Type it in the chat. When you're looking at this, I'm going to bring it down a bit. Just a smidge, right? When you're looking at this, what is it telling you? What do you see? Type it in the chat. I'm going to give y'all a second. And there's no right or wrong answer for you, right? Because it's what you're seeing. Right, downtrend. Got you. Okay? And then about that said, I spotted a resistance, which is what we talked about here. Right. Right. All right. So when we're looking at the charts, it's not about us. It's not about us being, able to say, okay, well, this is what's about to happen next. No. What do I see? Okay. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Right. Resistance. Yep. Okay. So that's it. That's what we want to do. We just want to identify what is it telling us. Okay. So for my people who were not here last week and you want to be able to identify these markets, right? Right now, I only have the bear market checklist, but I'm working on a bull market checklist, okay? So it's going to say, how do we know if it's going to pop or drop? I think that's what you were saying. How do we know if it's gonna pop or drop? That's what we're walking through right now. It's not one thing. That's what we're walking through right now. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's what we're walking through right now. All right. So one part to us being able to identify if the market is shifting or leaning into a different direction is technical analysis, what I went over. Okay. Basic stuff is not like a whole lot of things or whatnot. But for my people who were not here on Tuesday, and you're like, I want to be able to prepare for the next bear market, or I want to be able to do some of the things that you talked about when it comes to being able to survive a bear market, but also thrive after the bear market. Okay, there is a bear market checklist that you can download for free. When I create or finish creating the bull market checklist, that's going to be added to that same link. So if you don't have it today, right? Let's say you download it today, you get the bear market checklist, then you're automatically added. I'm going to send to everyone that bull market checklist. Okay? So you'll end up getting it as soon as I finish it. So the goal is to have it to y'all, have it completed until y'all by Tuesday, because I got a lot going on right now. But I do plan on having it to y'all because I want to have it before we go live again on next Tuesday. All right. So if I can get it to y'all before we go live on Tuesday, that would be awesome. So you can click the link in my bio, download that bear market checklist, okay? And then you'll get the bull market checklist on Tuesday. All right, it'll be sent to you automatically. You don't have to sign up for anything else. You just do this one, give me your information, put it in there. The bear market checklist automatically comes to you. All right, tonight. If you sign up tonight, you get it tonight for free. Okay, and then the bull market checklist is gonna come to you on Tuesday. It automatically gets sent to you. You don't have to ask for it. You don't have to do anything else. Okay. Awesome. Sweetest piece, I see you. All right. If you're on YouTube, or if you're going to watch the replay on YouTube, on Prosperity Calls on YouTube, the link for that is also in the description box on YouTube, okay? If you can't stay the whole time here on TikTok, y'all, you can always go to Prosperity Calls on YouTube, and then you can come back, watch the replay, rewind, fast forward, pause, especially when I'm on the charts and stuff. You can absolutely do that, okay? So, yeah, so that's that. So now we talked about our technical analysis, right? So we gathering our technical evidence, all right? We now know what story the chart is telling us, okay? We have one piece of the puzzle. This is not everything. Technical analysis is only one part. The second part to that, okay? The second part to that, this is what I want y'all to write down, is we're going to gather our fundamental evidence, okay? So when I first started out trading, I was the person that I only focused on technical data, like technical analysis. I wasn't really a fundamental, type of trader. I didn't really incorporate it like that. And I learned that that was definitely not a good move. I I learned the hard way that no, Leona, you probably need to, add in some fundamentals too. Okay, so I started to sprinkle, over time, right? And so I do that as an investor for sure, because I know that when it comes to fundamentals, right, we're going to be pretty much asking why the market is changing. All right, we're going to look at things that's going to help us to be able to say the why. I'm a why person, right? I like to know why. Why do you think the way that you think? Why did you answer the way that you answer me? Why did you ask that question? Not because it's a bad question. I'm curious as to what were you thinking to say I should ask that type of question, right? Why did Charity say fundamentals are nice? You know what I'm saying? I'm that person. I'm the why person. So when I started digging into fundamentals, I started learning, oh, this is right up my alley, because I'm a why person. Okay? So some of the examples when it comes to us establishing the why when the markets are changing in the crypto space, right? We're looking at possibly, more institutions participating, right, in the crypto space. We see by people who've been here prior to 2024, okay? I'm pretty sure the people who've been investing in crypto prior to 2024 will be like, yeah, the market is totally different than 2023. It's totally different. That's only 3 years ago. But the crypto market is totally different than it was in 2023. Why? Because you have more institutions involved. Think about it. I was reading an article. I was doing some reading today when it comes to crypto, and I ran across. I was like, well, I know Michael Saylor bought, a whole bunch of Bitcoin, right? He bought like $35 million worth of Bitcoin back in, middle to the end of June, right? But I remember seeing that more recently, like the end of July, coming into August, he sold about $104 million of Bitcoin, from July 20, July 20 something to like August 2nd. So if you have institutions moving millions of dollars, either buying in millions, right, of Bitcoin and then selling millions of Bitcoin, and this is on a daily basis, Michael Saylor is only one. Let's not talk about BlackRock. Let's not talk about all of these other. You got SpaceX, you got Block, you got Circle, you got Tesla, you got all of these other companies. These large businesses, these corporations. Thank you, the assistant. I appreciate you. Thank you for the repost. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Right? You have all of these large corporations. So of course, the crypto market as a whole is going to move much different than it did in 2023. Thank you for that heart. Me too. I appreciate you, the assistant. Right? So another example of like when we're looking at fundamentals instead of just technical analysis. I know, right? It's been a minute. Instead of technical analysis is what we talk about with that investor dashboard that we went over all last month, right? And that's the looking at the ETF flows, because again that tells us how the institutions are investing into said cryptocurrency. Specifically, we're talking about Bitcoin. So when we talk about Bitcoin, we're looking at the Bitcoin ETF flows to see if it's positive when it comes to the net, flows, or is it negative for the day. If it's positive, okay, there's money going there. There's people still confident. They may be silently accumulating, right? When it's negative and it's consistently negative, then that's telling us, hold up, they reducing their positions. They're probably selling their Bitcoin, especially if you combine it with looking at the exchanges to see if Bitcoin is returning to the exchanges, right? So if you're seeing Bitcoin returning to the exchanges, there's negative Bitcoin ETF flows. That's just one part. But that my antenna start to go up like, hold up, why? Why are people selling right now? Okay? What market cycle are we in? Fatima, thank you so very much for continuing to like the live, right? So also, looking at regulatory clarity. Tuesday, I had somebody ask me, well, what you think is going to happen with the Clarity Act? Man, I don't know. I'm not in Congress. I told y'all, I'm normally pretty optimistic, but the way that they have been moving in Congress, I'm like, I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening before them going on their break. And then, lo and behold, today when I read, yep, they didn't do it. They didn't do it. And the what was it he was supposed to do? Like shoot, I read it, y'all. Hold on. Do I still have it up? Yeah, he didn't file the Senate Majority Leader didn't file that motion, so that way they could actually stay an extra week, right? Because what I read earlier was that they were hoping that he would file the motion so that way they can at least stay until next Thursday. And it's possible for them to be able to put it to a vote or make the adjustments or whatever. But since he didn't do that, guess what? Now they're not coming back until September 14th. You know what I'm saying? So now we just wait until September and see what happened. Alina said the president actually agreed to the ethics provisions in the Clarity Act, and they're still arguing. I haven't read that. So I would love to read that for myself, because the last thing I read, which was today, is that they were in talks, but there was no direct verbiage saying that the president agreed. That's not what I read. So, but I would love to see it. If you have the actual article, send it so that way I can read it. But it's stuff like that. Like these are the type of things that when it comes to us gathering fundamental evidence to say the market is shifting from bearish to bullish, we're looking at stuff like that, seeing that these companies are adding Bitcoin, right? Like Strategy, SpaceX, and so on and so forth, Circle, so on and so forth, right? Stablecoin growth, I just read again today, about I think it's Visa and MasterCard is now supporting Circle, you know, in creating that stablecoin system for the financial markets, right? Like, come on, that came out yesterday. Hold on, I think I still got it up. Wait a minute, give me a second. Yep. So it's on paymentsdive.com. And this was published yesterday. The editor is Lynn Marek, Marek. So I'm reading it and I'm like, oh, okay. But it's little stuff like that. There's a combination of things, y'all. Okay? So at the end of the day, y'all, the purpose of us gathering that fundamental evidence, okay, is to understand why a trend may be developing. Got it? Okay, I got you. I'll look at it. Thank you, Alina. I appreciate you. Right? And then I'm gonna pin this so that way if anybody wanna go read for yourself, cause y'all know what is going on. TikTok is not letting me pin any comments. It keep kicking me. Okay. Anyway, she said you can go to investor.com and see that the president agreed to the changes as it pertains to the ethics in the Clarity Act. So I'll be checking that out. I appreciate you. Right? So, like I said, the purpose of us doing that fundamental or building our fundamental evidence is so we can understand why the trend is happening. Okay? And now we've looked at our technical evidence, right? We've looked at current price for Bitcoin. We've looked at past cycles, or specifically the past bear market with Bitcoin, and then also the past bull market for Bitcoin. We've talked about gathering that fundamental evidence. So I have a question for y'all. Okay, for those of y'all that are still here, I appreciate y'all. I got a question though. If prices are rising, okay, and I'm gonna use Bitcoin as an example. If Bitcoin prices are rising, Hargo recommend. If Bitcoin prices are rising, but adoption isn't improving, what questions should we ask? Again, if prices are rising, Bitcoin prices are rising, but adoption isn't improving, then what kind of questions should we ask? Welcome in, Steve. Happy Thursday. What kind of questions should we ask y'all? I'm going to give y'all a second. Not literally a second, because I know when I said to my daughter, she's like, your second's up, mommy. Matt, welcome in. Happy Thursday. Right? What are some of the questions that we could ask? We're seeing that Bitcoin prices are rising, but adoption isn't improving. So we're going to ask what type of questions? So I'm going to give y'all one, right? Thank you for the roses, Alina. I appreciate you. I'm going to give y'all one, and then maybe this will spark some questions for y'all. So one of the questions could be like, okay, who's actually buying? Who's actually buying? So if prices are climbing, but we're not seeing more people, businesses or institutions using or buying Bitcoin, then who's pushing the price higher? Okay? Is it like a small group of buyers? Is it short-term traders? Right? Is it spectators? Are we doing leverage? Like, what's happening, right? So price is going to tell us something happened, but our fundamentals help us explain why that thing happened. All right? Everybody got it? If y'all got it, y'all following me, let me know. We're going to move on to the third one because I didn't see any questions pop through. So I think that one kind of went over y'all head. I'm getting better at reading the room. You know what I'm saying? I think that type of question went over everybody's head. So I'm going to just move on. I got you, Hammer. All right. Okay? So we're going to move on to the third sign for us, right? Okay? The third sign for us. So fundamentals tell us why that move is happening. Okay? Fundamentals tell us why that move is happening. If it's trending up, the market is trending upward. If it's going down, the market is telling us, or fundamentals is telling us why it's trending down. What's going on, Dre? Happy Thursday. Welcome in. Thank you, Mr. Cecil. I appreciate you. Okay? You got it, Hannah? We good now, Hannah? Give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat if we good now. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Y'all quiet on YouTube, bruh. Y'all super quiet. Y'all ain't talking to me at all on YouTube. Jesus. Okay, good. Gotcha. All right. So now we're going to move on to the third sign, right? The third thing that we're looking for to help us to identify, or to at least our antennas go up like, hey, look, the market is starting to shift. Okay? The third thing we're going to do is build that sentiment evidence. All right? So sentiment or sentimental analysis for us is being able to identify how people are feeling right now. How do people feel about crypto right now? So if you had to guess today, y'all just saw the Bitcoin chart. We just talked about some of the news, right? We just talked about the Clarity Act, how the Senate was not able to take it to a vote. They're still in talks with the White House about the changes, right? So how do people feel about cryptocurrency today? Do we feel optimistic? Do we feel good? Are people ecstatic about it? Or are people fearful? Are people extremely fearful? Are they like, I don't really know? You know what I'm saying? They kind of indecisive. What are you, with what you know now, today, what we've covered so far, how do you think people are feeling about the cryptocurrency market? Alina said, I feel good. I love these prices. I have averaged down so much. Awesome. I see you. All right. What about y'all? Who else? G Fizz, welcome in. Happy Thursday. How do you think people are feeling about the cryptocurrency market based on the stuff that we've covered so far? The articles we've read or talked about, the Bitcoin chart, us identifying support and resistance and all of those things. What are you thinking? All right. Hannah said, I'm just learning. Okay, so what do you think about the cryptocurrency market? Do you feel like, oh, okay, this is a good time to buy? Do you feel like, you know what? I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? I'm a bit indecisive. You know? Because you're going to put money in the market at some point if this is what you want to do. So you have a say. You know? Right? So for me, say, Rom Cal said, it's super sale and I'm loving it. Let's go. Sweetest Pea said, good time to buy. Okay. Hammer said, it's a liquidity trap. All right. I see y'all. Okay. So again, this is you. It's not Leona saying this is what you should think. No, I want you to think for yourself. Gather the information and then go from there. So I'm gonna show y'all the crypto fear and greed index, because this is one of the tools for you to be able to identify, okay, how are people feeling about the crypto market at this moment today. So let's pull up crypto fear and greed index. Okay, and there's other things. Ow, Diesel, Jesus. Golly. Said Bitcoin is stuck in a tight range, I believe, due to macro factors. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. I was showing them that, like, look, we have our support and resistance established. It's clear as day for all of us. We're just waiting on some things to happen to decide, for the market to decide which direction it's going to go. Are we going to go back up, or are we going to go lower? You know? So let me pull up this crypto fear and greed index for y'all. So now y'all should see it on here. Hammer said, I've been buying stocks. Crypto is dangerous. Stocks are dangerous too. Everything is a risk. Leaving your house is a risk. That's dangerous. You don't know if a person is a sane driver. You don't know if they have a pew-pew and ready to take everybody out with them because they can't stand their life. You don't know if they've been drinking and driving. You don't know if they're under the influence of some type of narcotics, right? So everything is dangerous. I personally do not like when people use that type of language as it pertains to cryptocurrency. Stocks was high risk at one point. Okay? Investing in real estate, depending on where you were in the times, right? That generation, that was a bit risky. You're taking a chance. Okay? Everything has a risk associated with it. Everything has a risk associated with it. I see you, Mr. C, so I'm trying to approve the comment. There we go. All right, so for my people on YouTube and now on TikTok, y'all should be able to see my screen. This is coinmarketcap.com, okay? You can go here and you can look at the crypto fear and greed index. So what is this telling us? What this tells us, look, it says it up here. It says discover our fear and greed index, a powerful tool that analyzes market sentiment to help you make informed crypto investment decisions. Stay ahead of market trends with real-time and historical data available through our easy-to-use API. Everybody got it. They tell you what this is for. So all this is doing is showing us as a whole, how are people feeling about the crypto market today? Today, there is fear in the market. It says it here. Yesterday, if you go underneath that, okay, if you go underneath that, it says historical values. Yesterday, we were still at fear. Last week, we were at fear. It was just a lower number. Last month, we were at fear. It was just a lower number. Everybody see this? If you go down a little bit more, it shows us the yearly high and low. So, how far up it went as far as greed goes, or extreme greed, and it tells us when it was there. So August 13, 2025, there was greed and the number was 68. Okay? So when it turns green, that means that people are more confident and excited about cryptocurrency. If it goes into this yellow, that's when we're still in that neutral stage, right? Okay? So there's not a saying of everybody is one or the other. They're in the middle. Got it? Lee, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Okay? And then underneath that, it shows the yearly low. So at what point was it at extreme fear? And what was that number associated with it? It was all the way at a number 5. Okay? And that was February of this year. Everybody got it. So the website again, for my people who missed it, that's coinmarketcap.com. And we look at the crypto fear and greed index as one of the many tools to help us to get a feel for how people are feeling about the crypto market today. Okay? Crypto fear and greed index. Okay? Now there are other things that we can do to help us to, kind of, I guess, confirm what we saw on the crypto fear and greed index. Sir. He do this every time when I'm live. Normally he'll just chill. When I go live, he got to do all this moving around and all this stuff. My dog. So another way that we can get an idea of market sentiment is by paying attention to, like I said, the crypto fear and greed index. I know news coverage, but you got to be careful with that. You got to be careful with that because we know, okay, that the news doesn't necessarily give us all the information. Okay? And if you are a retail trader, I said retail trader, retail investor, you kind of got to read between the lines. Okay? And this is why it's important to put everything together. When we listen to people talk about cryptocurrency on social media, if the consensus is leaning towards one way, then we can combine the other things and we can either confirm the consensus on social media, or we can say, nope, that's not, y'all over here selling something. Okay? Y'all over here attempting to get some commission, y'all attempting to get some kickback, something not right, because y'all leading people down the wrong path. That happens on social media. Okay? When you see that you have more people asking you about cryptocurrency, especially if you've been in the crypto space for quite some time, and you have people asking you like, ooh, I'm thinking about buying this. Like, what you think about that? I get DMs, I get text messages and stuff asking me what I think about certain cryptocurrencies or if I should buy right now and stuff like that. And I just tell people like, look, this is what I'm thinking and here's why, but I need you to go read up on this. And I give them information. Now, if you don't go do that, I appreciate you, Mr. Cecil. Thank you so very much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Hopefully we'll see each other on Tuesday, all right? Have a good night. But, you know, if I give you the information and say, hey, go research this stuff, you don't do anything with it, it's not my fault if you miss the move. It's not my fault if you buy too late. That's not my fault. That's your fault. Because you trying to take the easy route. You trying to be lazy. Dog, I got to where I'm at, period, in life. Retired at 38. You know what I'm saying? Living my life. Investing in everything. Full time. Entrepreneur. Right? The first on my mom's side of the family that I know of to be an entrepreneur, to have 10 acres of land, right? To retire at the age that I retired at 38. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of the only woman in my family to retire at the highest rank. None of the men in my family retired as an E8. None of them. They were all either E7, E6. So you talking about all of this stuff? Come on now. So when someone is sitting here saying, hey, look, I found this. This is what I'm doing, whatever. Do the research. You don't want to do the research? That's not my fault. You go be lazy somewhere else. This is why I always do the disclaimer when I get on these live streams. I am not giving you financial advice because, number one, legally I cannot do that because I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I don't have a securities license yet. Right? I don't have that yet. Right? I haven't passed the Series 65 yet. You know what I'm saying? But when that time comes, now I can say, okay, yeah, I am giving advice, but this is the form in which I'm going to give that advice. You know what I'm saying? But until then, I'm telling you, look at these things. Research this. If you don't do it, that's your fault. Not my fault. Okay? So when it comes to us doing or gathering that sentiment evidence is useful, but again, sentiment alone is not going to be enough. We need technical evidence, we need fundamental evidence, and we need sentiment. Okay? We need all three to help us to be able to identify if the market is tilting away from a bearish market to a bullish market. Right? Hannah said every one of us should think in our brain and make decisions about investing. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, Elena said we should we should all be doing our own research. Come on. Like I got it, y'all. AI is here and you know, we got all this technology and everything is great. I got it. But we should not be allowing other people or other things to think for us. The moment we do that, and now I love this saying from Wall Street Trapper. I don't know where he got it from, or if he got it from somebody, or if he was the first one to say it. But anyway, he's the first person I heard say it. Okay, but he was like, when you give other people the power to feed you, you also give them the power to starve you. So if you're waiting for Leona to give you the answer to the test, when I'm giving you the page number to go look at, so you can find the answer for yourself, and you can say, oh, I did it, right? Then you're giving me the power to starve you and your family. Do you want that? Do you want that? You know what I'm saying? Do you want someone else to have that much control and power over you that you cannot make a financial decision that can benefit your family because you're waiting on them to give you the answer to the test? Do you want that? Thank you, Hannah. Thank you. Said thank you for awakening us. I'm grateful to be taught by you. I appreciate that. That's so sweet. Right, exactly. Nobody should want that. But you'll be surprised, or might not be surprised, how many people think like that. They don't see that they're giving people that permission and option. They're giving people that much power over them. There are people who really don't see it. They just think, oh, well, this is the easy way out. Okay. and you're setting yourself up to be scammed. When you give people all that power and control over your thinking, you're setting yourself up to be scammed. You're setting yourself up to just starve. You are. And I don't want that for y'all. Okay, Miss Tootie, welcome in. Happy Thursday. Miss Universe, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Okay? So, with that being said, I want to put everything together, okay? So, we talked about technical evidence gathering. We talked about fundamental evidence gathering, where we can look for that. We talked about sentiment evidence gathering, okay? I got you, Miss Universe, and it's okay that you're late because guess what? I'm recording this on YouTube so you can go watch the replay. You can go watch the replay on Prosperity Calls YouTube. You can pause, rewind, fast forward, all that good stuff. Okay? Said, yeah, I got you. Thank you so very much, Naomi. I appreciate you for joining. Absolutely. So y'all can watch the replay, okay? Because I got to get ready and go because my family is waiting on me. My daughter has been peeking in here like, are you about done? She hasn't said it yet, but it's coming. When she get the peek of her head, that's her like, are you almost done, mommy? She had her first day of school, you know, so she's still excited about today, you know. So that's why I'm like, I gotta keep going. So we talked about those three things. So when one of those circles lights up, or we see that things are kind of lining up within that circle, right? So let's say when we look at the technical analysis, and I just showed y'all, we just went over Bitcoin, looking at the higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows, and things of that nature. We established that we're in a period of consolidation. We all saw that together, right? Miss Mills, welcome in. Happy Thursday. Hey, girl. Oh, thank you.
People were questioning you on the photo, so I put your name tag so they were okay. You're the best.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I know. She trying to say hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
My mommy is the best.
Thank you, baby. I love you.
People are questioning her, and I don't want them to because you're the best.
Aw, thank you. See, I just told y'all that I don't know if she heard me or not, but see, come here. I love it though. You heard me? That's why you came in here. Okay. Miss Hannah said hi.
Hi.
So yeah. So when we see like things are lining up when it comes to the technical, so using Bitcoin again as that example, right? Oh, thank you. Look, she said she's so adorable and sounds adorable.
Thank you.
Yes, I get that a lot. She says she looks like you. So let's just say, all right, we see that Bitcoin is in this consolidation, right? So if Bitcoin breaks to the upside, okay, that means, okay, my antennas are up. That doesn't mean I'm doing anything right now. I'm not changing course on what I'm doing at this moment. Diesel. So that doesn't mean that I'm like, oh man, I'm about to switch up, right? No. My antennas are up. You know, that's it, okay? Now, let's say we have the technical lining up with the fundamental. So let's say, hypothetically, okay, that when the Senate comes back September 14th, then they actually are able to pass the Clarity Act, right? Hypothetical, okay? When that circle lines up or lights up and they're in alignment, now I'm really paying attention. Okay? I'm paying attention. When sentiment starts to shift to neutral and it's leaning a bit more in the neutral, like more further away from the fear, now I'm like, okay, everything lining up, conditions are possibly changing right now. Does that make sense to everybody? So just because one is looking positive does not mean that we're out of a bear market. Okay? So I want you to, as a matter of fact, for my people who have been here, this is going to make sense to y'all. For my people who haven't, I'm going to say this kind of slow, but more than likely I'm going to bring it up again on Tuesday anyway. So we use something called the traffic light method, right, to help us. Okay, good. We use something called the traffic light method. Baby. Said we need to look at a lot of factors all together. Absolutely, Alina. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. That's the whole point of this, right? So we're gonna use the traffic light method for this as well. So what do I mean by that? We all, I would hope everybody has been in a car before and can drive, and you understand what traffic lights do, right? Red means stop, green means go, yellow means slow your tail down, right? Okay. She want to tell y'all something real quick.
That I'm in first grade.
As of today, right? First day of school.
Which I'm in first grade for.
Okay. All right. Can I finish up? Can I finish up, please?
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's right. Say happy first day of school.
Thank you.
um,
Thank you.
yeah. So now what we're gonna do, right? We're going to use the whole traffic light to help us to we're gonna use that. Hey, he said, hey, go Laura.
Thank you. Thank you to everybody.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so we're gonna use that traffic light method, right? So red for us as it pertains to being able to use these three signs: the fundamental, the technical, and the sentiment, right? When we see red for us looks like all the evidence that we're gathering at this moment looks negative. Okay? It's not positive for crypto. So what we're going to do is focus on protecting our capital and continue to learn. Does everyone understand that? If everybody got it, give me the red symbol in the chat. That could be a red heart, the red stop sign, something red. The little angry face, red, whatever. Give me something red if y'all understand. When it comes to this, okay? That when it's red, that means the evidence that we have gathered so far is pretty much negative when it comes to cryptocurrency. All right, good, cool. All right, so when it's green, okay, that means that we have pretty much all three, the technical, the fundamental, and sentiment all lining up. I mean, bruh, like, can you just chill, sir?
Yeah,
Awesome. Hey, what's going on, Vasquez? Welcome back. What's going on, Battle? Happy Thursday. Right? So green for us is going to mean that all three are lining up. Technical, fundamental, sentiment, right? All three are lining up. So that tells us that there's opportunity, things are improving, people are investing, growth assets are being invested in, right? People are more confident, excited, so on and so forth. So it looks like the market is shifting more from the bear market to possibly beginning stages of a bull market, right? So we may still be in a bit of accumulation, but you may start to see some higher highs forming and some higher lows forming. They may not be big, y'all. Okay? Think about it. Remember when we looked at 2022? It took us pretty much a year from that bottom before we had a major break. And then we were in expansion. Okay? That's right. She put technical, fundamental, and sentimental. Absolutely. Okay? Jimmy, welcome in. Happy Thursday. I see you, Vasquez, what's going on. Right? So, this is the point when things are lining up. All three are lining up. We are saying, okay, now we're going to move according to the scenario. But y'all, one thing I gotta say, risk management still needs to be in play. There are risks associated with everything that we invest in. There are risks that come when we leave our home. So we need to make sure we have a plan. Just like when you leave your house, you lock your doors, right? That's risk management. Because if you leave your doors unlocked, there's a possibility that you're leaving your doors unlocked and somebody can come just walk straight into your house and jack you and nothing happens. Because guess what? You left the doors unlocked. Got it? If you lock the door, that's a risk management. Right? That's risk management. When you get in your car, there's a risk associated with driving to your job, driving to your place of business, going to get your hair cut, your hair done, whatever. There's risk associated when you get into your car or your vehicle just in general, right? So what do? You are practicing risk management by what? Putting on that seatbelt, by driving the speed limit, by possibly looking at the weather before you get in your car or truck or on your motorcycle. Got it? So even if everything is lining up, we still need to practice risk management. Okay? Now, yellow for us, when we talk about the traffic light method, in this case, yellow for us is where it's mixed evidence. Okay? The technical may look good, but the fundamental and the sentiment is saying, dog. It's not time. We're not shifting. We're still in the bear market. Okay? We're still in the bear market. Everybody got it? So the purpose of this is to make sure that you're not feeling like you have to make an all or nothing type of decision. I want you to consider planning for each scenario and move accordingly. If y'all got it, give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat. Thumbs up emoji in the chat. Yes. We're still in a bear market as of right now. All the data, everything that we've looked at is telling us right now we're still in a bear market. Okay? Got it. Cool. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to give y'all homework so that way I can get to my family because kid ran off and she's ready. Okay? She will come back in here in a second. So, let me go ahead and give y'all your homework. Okay? Y'all have until next Tuesday. I'm going to ask y'all this stuff when I come back on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, okay? I normally go live on Fridays, y'all, but this weekend is my husband's birthday weekend, and so I got to make sure it's time for my family, okay? So that's the reason why I didn't, go live tomorrow, all right? Hannah is the first one to say happy to get assignments. Everybody else, Hannah, oh my gosh, Bear Market Bully, Brown Sugar, who not in here right now. Oh boy, they be like, I ain't doing no work. No homework. They used to mess with me, child. Like, homework. Oh, got me over here sounding like Soldier Boy. Homework. Oh shoot, I love it though. All right, so look, so your homework. Yes. Yeah, if y'all can, let him know happy birthday though. You know what I'm saying? We are healthy in our right mind. We are aging gracefully. He's about to be 44. Then I'm after him in September. So yeah, it's a blessing to see this age because not everybody made it into their 40s. Let alone making it to 44. Not everybody made it to 44. So your homework, and we're going to talk about it on Tuesday, okay, is one, I want y'all to get into the habit of being scenario-based and not thinking you have to predict, right? Alina, thank you for the follow. Yes, 44 is young. Yeah, I know. But these youngers on here, they be, acting like we were born in the 1800s or something. But it's all good. I was young once, so I get it. Well, I mean, I was their age once, so I get it. But yeah, so we don't want to be in the habit or thinking that we need to predict what's going to happen, okay? Especially when it comes to cryptocurrency. We don't want to do that, all right? The point of this is for us to practice becoming evidence-based investors, okay? We collect our evidence, and then we formulate our decision based on the evidence that we've gathered. Okay? Said I remember those days when we traveled in covered wagons. That's what, that's what they think. that we were at the hair salon so my daughter could get her hair braided, right? Real quick, and then I'm gonna go give y'all the homework assignment. But my cousin asked Laura, like, well, how old do you think is old? Like, what do you consider old? And she was like, yeah, like 42, 43. She said, cause mommy, you're old. And I was just like, and she was like, was everything black and white when you were growing up? I'm like, dog, how old do you think I am? Cause my husband sometimes puts on Perry Mason on I think it's Pluto TV or whatever. He'll put on Perry Mason to go to bed. So she's like, everything is great. She's like, was it color when you were growing up? Was it black and white? Or no, she said, was it gray when you were growing up, or was it color when you were growing up? I'm like, God, dog. Oh my gosh, it's funny. It's so funny. Then they get on these live streams, and there's some kids that come on here, Gen Zs, and they'll be like, "What's up, Auntie?" And I'm like, "I ain't your auntie." I don't care about that. But anyway, so yeah, let me get back on track. Sorry, y'all. So your homework assignment, okay? Over the next, we'll just say over the next week, okay? Over the next week, what I want you to do is I want you to find one technical observation. Okay? You can choose to use Bitcoin or not. That's totally up to you. All right? So find one technical observation. Dr. Onay, I see you. Welcome in. Go. I see you. Welcome in. Happy Thursday, y'all. I want you to also find one fundamental development. So you can look at the articles and things of that nature. That's fine. Okay? And then your third one is to find one sentiment observation. Okay, we went over each one of those, so we should have it. If you miss any part of this live stream and you're like, what, Leona? You can always watch the replay of this on YouTube. That's Prosperity Calls on YouTube. Guia? I don't know if I said that right, child. I'm sorry if I messed it up. But happy Thursday. Welcome in. Okay? And I want you to write down whether each supports, contradicts, or is neutral toward the idea of improving market conditions. Meaning, are we leaning more towards a bull market, or are we still in a bear market? Everybody got it? So one technical observation, one fundamental development, one sentiment observation, and then write down whether each one supports, contradicts, or is neutral toward the idea of us moving and shifting into a bull market. Okay? And I want you to worry about being right. I don't want you to think that you have to predict the market. That's not what we're doing. I want you to focus on building the habit of observing before you react. Again, I want you to be able to think, so you're not giving the power to other people to starve you. Everybody got it? Hey, P, what's going on? Welcome in. Happy Thursday. I'm leaving, though. All right? Okay, sweetest piece adds to repeat one more time. I got you. So over the next week, I want you to find one technical observation. Okay? Remember what we talked about when it comes to technicals. Higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, right? We talked about support and resistance, volume. We talked about what else we talked about? Was that it? Oh yeah, those things, and then we went into fundamentals. We went over the different things that we can look at, right? Whether it's institutional investors, ETF flows, things of that nature, right? And then we went into sentiment. I showed you guys the crypto fear and greed index. You can use social media as a gauge and things of that nature to tell you what the overall feeling of the cryptocurrency market is. So one technical observation, one fundamental development, one sentiment observation, and then I want you to write down whether each one of those supports, contradicts, or is neutral towards the idea of us moving towards a bullish market. Okay? Thank you so very much, Alina. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we're not going to focus on being right, y'all. We don't need to predict. We just want to start thinking differently. Okay? We want to be better observers and less reacting. Got it? You're very welcome. All right. So, y'all, that's it. That's my cue. Okay? If tonight changed the way that you think about investing in a crypto space, in the crypto market, Emily, thank you for the follow. Here's what I would like you to do next. Number one, if you have not done so yet, download that bear market checklist. It's totally free. You can click the link in my bio. It's also in the description box on YouTube. You will get the bull market checklist by Tuesday before we go live again on Tuesday night, okay? So you will automatically get it. When you get the bear market checklist, let's say you download it today or you put your information in and you get it today, then on Tuesday, before I go live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central, you'll have the bull market checklist in your inbox, okay? Whichever email you signed up with, all right? I want you to do that, and then I want you to review your notes from tonight. And if you haven't watched the session that we had on Tuesday, go back to Prosperity Calls on YouTube and watch that session. Okay? Watch that live. All right? And then I want you to review your notes that you gather from that as well. Okay? And then you're going to complete the homework. Got it? V-Babes, welcome in. I'm about to go, though, but welcome in. All right? And then next week on Tuesday, what we're going to do is we're going to tackle one of the biggest traps that I've seen happen in investing. Okay? And that's being able to tell, how do you tell the difference between a real bull market and a bull trap? That's going to be a good one. So, put it on your calendar now. Tuesday, which is August 11th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, we're going to be here on TikTok and on YouTube talking about how do we tell the difference between a real bull market and a bull trap, okay? Because every one of those rallies does not actually equal a new cycle. Yeah. So that's all I got. I hope y'all have a really great night. Thank you to everyone who has liked the live, thumbs up, subscribe, notification bells, all of that stuff, gifts, chatting with me, commenting back and forth, sharing information. Thank you, Alina, for that. I appreciate y'all. God willing, we'll see each other on Tuesday. I'm going to leave y'all with my favorite quote, and that's from the legend. His name is Arthur Ashe, and he said to start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Y'all have a great weekend, and I'll see y'all on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Bye, y'all. Thank you.